What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for this really quick video, and today I'll be talking about RNG on defense. Recently, the word RNG has been tossed around a lot, and based on the comments that I read, I think there's still a lot of players that still don't know what it actually does. So in this video here, we'll talk about the real meaning of RNG in relation to 2K, and let's talk about the status of defense RNG on 2K25 in comparison with the recent 2Ks. By the way, I really recommend to watch the video fully. Trust me, the moment you understand this, you'll have more clarity on what's happening in the game, which can lead to better gaming experience. At the moment, I think it's getting out of hand. It's like the word RNG starting to become the scapegoat on everything. Like if something goes bad, it must be because of the RNG. In here, this viewer said he was 9 out of 10 on the game, then 3 out of 15 the next game. That's 90% down to 20%. With all due respect, I don't think that's because of RNG. Maybe his latency fluctuated for a bit that time, or maybe he was just off night, or there could be some other reasons. But it's not because of RNG. I have the numbers, like if you time your jump shots the same, the RNG can only affect it by a small margin, but not a drastic 70 percentage point drop. Again, I don't mean to put the viewer on the spot. I even erased his account name. I'm just trying to give an idea how much blame RNG is getting right now. In here, even on rebounds, this viewer blamed RNG because he got out rebounded. I see what he means. I think everyone can vouch that offensive rebound is really powerful this year, but that's not because of RNG. In here, this one says defense is RNG, and this guy here said that everything about the game is RNG. So it's really getting out of hand. So now for the main topic. First one, what does RNG means? It means random number generator, and based on Wiktionary.com, that's randomness, variability, or luck. There's a lot more types of RNG, you can just Google it. But basically, in the gaming world, RNG is the randomness of something. Now, there's a big misconception here, because the moment some players hear the word luck or randomness, straight away they will think that RNG means totally random, just like rolling a dice, or some even compare it to a slot machine. That is not the case in 2K, it will still factor in a lot of things, like your attributes, badges, timing, and a lot more. If you want to learn more about it, just watch this video here on the channel. Everything will be explained there. Now for the next question, how can we know if something is affected by RNG? Let's say you have two samples and everything is the same, like the attributes, badges, positioning, stamina, and everything. If they are all the same and still samples 1 and 2 have different results, it means they were affected by RNG. So for example, on this specific sequence here, even if I do this 100 times, using the same players, same controls and everything, it will always be a cutoff. The only time that it will be a blow-by is if I reduced AD's perimeter defense. And if I do that, now it's going to be a blow-by all the time. So it means this specific sequence here is not affected by RNG. There is no randomness. Now for the next sample, this one here is on 2K23. If I just press jump button on the same position, I'm not going to get exactly the same animation all the time. There will be some kind of randomness. No matter how hard I try to make it the same, the game will give me different animations. Same thing on steals. So it means this sequence here is affected by RNG. Now for the next question, did the past 2Ks had RNG? Yes, they did. That's even the reason why I used 2K23 clips on the last one. We had RNG ever since. Your favorite 2K had RNG. It just happened that they implemented the green or miss system on 2K24, and since they brought back making whites on 2K25 this year, now it seems like it's really something new. But it's not totally new. Now for the next question, then what's the status of RNG on defense on 2K25? To give you more perspective on that, I'll take you back on 2K23. A couple of years ago, on some of my tests, I was actually using RNG. Maybe some of you will still remember, anything that relates to cutoffs and blow-bys, I would use RNG of the game to get my stats. I would do exactly the same sequence in lots of repetitions, and I will score each animations because I know that even if I hit exactly the same angles on each samples, it will still give me different results because of the RNG. Sometimes it will be a blow-by, sometimes it will be a cutoff, and sometimes it's a semi-cutoff. I used this on my clamps, strength, perimeter defense, and some others. So it was clear that there's RNG on this specific test on 2K23. The thing about it though is on 2K24, it didn't work the same way. If I hit the same angle, it will be the same results. If it's a cutoff, then it's always going to be a cutoff. RNG was reduced. So that's the reason why I implemented a new method, the animation threshold method, where I need to find the exact rating where the results will change. So what I'm trying to say here is that on 2K24, RNG was taken away on some aspects of the game. And now the big question is, what about on 2K25? Is it the same as 2K23 where there's RNG? Or it's the same as 2K24 where it doesn't have it? It is actually the same as 2K24. Still, this specific sequence here won't use RNG. If it's a cutoff, it will always be a cutoff no matter what, even if I do it hundreds of times. And if I try the same method on 2K23, it won't be uniform. Just to show you that in terms of these sequence here, 2K25 is like 2K24, not 2K23. Same thing with off-ball body ups. 2K25 is the same as 2K24 as well. If I do exactly the same sequence here, on the same angles, the result will be the same no matter what. Same thing, there's no RNG on this part here. So far, it looks like 2K25 defense RNG is much closer to 2K24, which was advertised to have lower RNG. So what I'm trying to say here is that if anything, 2K25 RNG on defense is low. So try not to involve defense on the 2K25 shooting RNG issue. So before we go to the next part, just want to invite you guys to like the video so it can reach more viewers. I think there's a lot of players that need to hear this, so it would be really awesome if you guys can help the video reach more viewers. And of course, subscribe to tune in for upcoming ones. So now going back, now you might ask, Choots, how come this year you can activate a lot of animations than before? I see what you mean, I can even notice it myself, but that could be because 2K25 has a lot of new animations. Keep in mind, there's 9,000 new animations from Pro Play, so you have to understand that it has to go somewhere. So for example, maybe in the past years when two players collide, there could be less animations. Like let's say one animation if they collide on this angle, and probably one more animation on this angle. Now with a lot more animations, maybe on these different angles, it will trigger different animations on each ones, leaving an impression that there's a lot of randomness. So now for the conclusion, in terms of RNG on defense, I think 2K25 is much closer to 2K24, which have less RNG than 2K23, which has a lot more RNG. I think the main problem now is the word RNG is taking a lot of blame. Of course, I know that perimeter defense is not that good this year. I even had a video about it. And I know as well that interior defense is not that good this year, and I had a video about it as well, but it's not because of RNG. That's my only point in this video. Let's try not to blame everything on RNG. Let's blame the right things. I even made a video about why you cancel out of your dunk animations using the dunk meter, and I proved as well that it's because 2K adjusted a slider which could be tweaked via patch. I even managed to adjust the 2K25 sliders myself and make it work like 2K24 in terms of dunk frequency. So you cancelling out of your dunk animation is not because of RNG. I fully understand that some players don't like RNG in shooting, but let's leave that RNG issue on shooting only. Let's not connect everything to RNG. Try to read the comments on my last video, you can see that everyone is blaming RNG on pretty much everything about the game. My main goal of this video is to spread awareness so we can blame the right things, because if we blame the right thing, we have a better chance on fixing something. So that's all for the video. I really appreciate that you guys reached the end of the video. And again, would be really awesome if you guys can like the video so it can reach more viewers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.